Hi everyone, in this video I will be talking about the action and method attributes in HTML forms. So just a quick overview, the form tag is used to create HTML form for user input. We have previously created forms on our login and registration views for our Acme sites. So first of all, the action attribute specifies where to send the form data when a form is submitted. So after the user has put in all their information and hit the submit button, the action attribute will determine where the user data is being sent. The action attribute is placed in the beginning of the form tag right here. So there's a few different value options we can use to send the information. The first, we can do a file, like a local file on our computer, which would look something like this. Next is an absolute URL, which points to another website. And another is a relative URL, which points to a file within a website. And so that's a quick overview of the action attribute. Next is the method attribute. So the method attribute specifies how to send the form data. So the form data is sent to the page specified in the action attribute. So here we have the form, we have the action attribute of where it's being sent, and here we have the method attribute, which is how it's being sent. So the form data can be sent as URL variables with the method get. Using the method get will give you a URL that looks something like this. You can see the different variables. You can see the user, email, password, etc. This is not the method you want to use if you're sending sensitive data. The data will be visible in the URL. So if we have something like the login with a password, or if you have something with a home address or a telephone number, you don't want to use the get method. The other method is the post method. So this form data will be sent as a HTTP post transaction. Here's with the post. The URL will look something like this. As you can see, you can't see any of the variables in this one. And this appends the form data inside the body of the HTTP request, which means the data will not be shown in the URL. And so with stuff as with sensitive information like, passwords and emails and just all that sort of thing, that is what we want to use. We want to use the post method. So we're not giving away any information and making anything visible for others. So now let's go to our VS Code and we'll do a little demonstration of how this works and what it looks like. So here in our VS Code, I've created two different files. So this first file is where I will create my form. And the second file right here is where I will have my inputted data be sent to. So we'll go back to our forms and we'll create a form using the form tag, and we'll put our action attribute. We're going to set it to the second file, which is the action destination. This is where the data will be sent to. And we're going to put in our method attribute. We're going to start with the get attribute, or the get method attribute, so we can see what that will look like. Just insert some fields here. And then we need to create a button to submit. Close that, and then make sure to save it. And we'll come over to our destination. We'll just put a paragraph tag and something so we know it works when it shows up. Let's open this up in our browser. And here we go. We have a simple form. I'm going to fill out some information. There we go, and submit. Oh, it worked. So our action method worked. It was sent to where I told it to go. And then up here, you can see that with the method get, you can see all the information. You can see my name, you can see my email, and you can see my password. So let's go back to this, and we'll do post, and we'll save it. We'll open it up. And we'll submit that. It worked, the action worked, and now the method with post, you don't see any of the sensitive information. So this was just an overview of the attributes, action, and method for forms. It doesn't go over how it processes it. I think that'll be another video, but if you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them. Thanks.